B2 is not easy at all. I know the amount of sweat, blood, the hard work that I have put in, you have put in more than me. It was a very big and difficult journey, but we finished it, and yeah, and I scored very well in B2.
Namaste guys, so today we are with Hitakshi and she has cleared her Delf B2 and in the very end I have a message for you, all of you. Okay, uh, so so hello Hitakshi,
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm good. So tell us about your journey concerning French language,
Uh, okay, so I
journey of
started.
French language. Yeah.
Doing French since a long time ago. I cleared my B1 barely with like I just like in the range of the passing marks. I won't disclose my marks, but yeah, I
Okay.
cleared my Delf B1.
Mm-hmm.
And while that time I saw your videos on YouTube, like
Mm-hmm.
I guess 2 days prior to my exam, I saw your videos on YouTube, your basic introduction or verbs and connectors and everything, and I found that very helpful. After that, I connected to you, I spoke to you, and then I guess you know the story that is how I found you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we initially you told me that my structures, my uh, speaking, my pronunciation was not that good, but
Mm-hmm.
then once you helped me build up, work on my grammar and everything, we started improving. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that is how my journey began. And then you pushed me a lot for V2. V2 is not easy at all. I know the amount of sweat, blood, the hard work that I have put in, you have put in more than me. It was a very big and difficult journey, but we finished it. And yeah, and I scored very well in B2. Thanks to you.
चलो ठीक है. Tell me, so any advice concerning production? Let's start with the very starting. With
Okay.
this production écrite.
Production écrite advice, practice as many letters or as many formal letters, I would say, for B2.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mostly the letter, like what I have heard is we get a letter of mayor. So practice
Mm-hmm.
letters, get it corrected. That is very important because if you're just practicing and not getting corrected by someone, then I think there's no use because you'll be repeating the same mistakes again and again. Secondly, make sure you use subjunctive. You show the professor your level. It is very important to show your level while writing. For instance, you can use a lot of synonyms for
Mm-hmm.
same words. You can use subjunctive. In fact, you suggested that using subjunctive passe, if I'm right, that would
Mm-hmm.
also create a very good impact. I think that is why it helped me boost my score. Make sure you have a different introduction in the start, not the same one that
Mm-hmm.
everyone is using. And yeah, that's all about it. Practice, use something different, but make sure that if you're using it, it is correct. Like, even if the size is a bit small, the quantity doesn't matter, but the quality of the essay would be more effective. Yeah.
And what about comprehension écrite and comprehension oral?
Okay, comprehension écrite and comprehension oral, I found them very difficult because that is something that you have to do on your own. There, none of your professors can help you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I lost my marks. So for comprehension oral, as the sir told me, use that is very helpful. We get majority
Mm-hmm.
of our, I think, listening skills from there. You can use listen to RFI, and at least make sure that you listen to one audio of there every day, like some leaders do. Just
Mm-hmm.
listen to it, even if you don't understand anything. Make sure that you're listening to it without using speakers. Sorry, without using headphones, as so said. And practice different types of comprehension oral from YouTube. Like there are a lot of sets that are there on YouTube. We
Mm-hmm.
can practice from there. And for comprehension écrite, again, make sure you read a lot, like reading different types of, for instance, if you are following any particular books, complete that book, for instance, edito, alter ego, says no, etc. Complete that, and after make like, so for me, I made a list of synonyms or words that were very new, the way you told us,
Mm.
and practice it. Yeah, comprehension I did not practice that much, which is why I say like I found that a bit difficult. But my suggestion would be practice, practice, practice comprehension and oral, because in that case, none of your professors can help you. That 50 marks you have to like struggle it and earn it on your own.
Mm. And for
Yeah.
production oral, last production oral.
Produce your oral. Make sure that you know whatever you have to say. For instance, when I had my producer oral in B2, I knew that there are certain things that I wanted to say. So, sir, you gave me this trick. You told me that you should show the teacher your level. The
Mm.
teacher should not think that, yeah, he has a, like, he or she has a A2 level or B1 level. Make sure that you use some of the words or connectors that are used in B2, and at least give them that much so that they can give you marks blindly. Make sure you have a very good introduction, like whatever you are presenting, the format,
Mm.
that should be very much concrete and strong. There you can use a lot of new connectors, words, subjunctive, etc. Don't use something that you already like, that is very common in A2 or B1. Try using or implementing something that shows the teacher your level, and use only things that you're confident about. That is very important. Otherwise, people will say, like, yeah, because initially I used to do a lot of experiments and I used to make
Mm.
a lot of mistakes. So don't experiment at like before 15 days or 10 days of the exam. Do whatever you're thorough with. Just practice it and try using a lot of subjunctives. There are a lot of ready-made sentences that go very well with any of uh, the topics. So yeah, learn some ready-made sentences based on the themes of V2. I think that would also play a very important role. That is what Swami does do.
Mm.
Yeah.
And anything special, you need to do before the exam or on exam day? Anything specific?
On exam day, so what I did was just one day before the exam for
Mm.
Producia Oral. So Producia Oral is something that I was very stressed about. So I took a white sheet. I wrote down the things that I was very sure that I'll be using in my Producia Oral, because
Mm.
we make a lot of things that we want to say this, we want to say this, and we at the end of the day we end up saying nothing. So I just took a white sheet. I wrote down everything, like even be it the start, like whatever you want to say it in the introduction, like aujourd'hui je présente l'article, etc., etc. Whatever you presented, just write it down and
Mm.
go through that again and again. So at least you will deliver that much into your production oral. And for comprehension oral, comprehension écrite, just like stay calm, because at the exam there is nothing you can do. And production écrite,
Mm.
just go through like the previous things that we've done. Like what's your mistakes where you were wrong. So matlab, I highlighted all my mistakes particularly. And then I just read that. I did not do anything new. Like one night before the exam, I was just going through the letters that sir corrected, like the ones that you corrected and gave back to me. I was just looking at them, and luckily, the essays that I got was exactly the one that we practiced.
Yay!
Yeah, so that is very
you know,
important.
this is where the luck comes into the picture actually. But
Yeah.
I'm happy. Okay. Anything else you want to add? You want to say? Or कुछ भी. मतलब if there is some external source, if there is some extra YouTube channel, people should follow. कुछ भी. मतलब like for example, there was this thing you sent me a link once. It was concerning it was for comprehension oral. Remember?
Comprehensive oral, yeah, yeah.
So
So there's this YouTube channel called Anthavan Hari and French, and I think there is one more French link. I think the name, I don't remember the name. One is
it's fine.
Anthavan Hari karke.
Mhm.
Like what he does is he has a playlist of B1, B2, A1, strictly for comprehension oral. He has
Mhm.
that time limit also, exactly the way we get in our exams. So what I did was I opened his playlist, and every day I tried to practice at least two from his playlist. So once that
That
playlist
was
is
good.
complete, yeah, so that way you can follow. Then there are a lot of websites who have such, previous papers. They have time limits according to them. So I think like YouTube is very helpful for
Hmm.
comprehension oral thing.
Hmm.
And other than that, I want to thank you also. Like
Okay.
without you, video is not possible. The amount of
Okay.
I remember last like during the last days we used to practice at least thrice in a day the production oral. And
Okay.
yeah, sir, thank you. Like you used to check my essays even at 12 o'clock in the night, 2 o'clock in the night. So thank you so much. It wouldn't have been possible without you.
Thank you. And one message for all of you guys is that there are moments when a student it actually it is a very general thing that a student really work really hard, but they are unable to clear the exam. For example, I had one student, and I will not going to name her. So yeah, she was also very intelligent, but she couldn't make it to the matlab, she couldn't clear the exam. But that doesn't mean matlab कि you do not have knowledge. All right, there are students who can. I personally know some students who cannot clear their Delf B1 exam, but they are right now they are working with Accenture or Amazon, Cognizant, etc. So Hitachi, I would recommend you also that you know start reading different things now, like for
Yeah.
example newspaper, magazines, etc. So that's it from my side.
Yeah.
Okay, chalo. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
guys. Thank you, Hitachi. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.